What's that button? Hello everybody, I am El Bristow, welcome to Elitopia Gaming and welcome back to KSP Live. We had an interesting stream last week. Looks like we've left some debris on the launch pad. And hopefully we will have another interesting stream this week. Let's have a look at the status of the crafts that we have around. Let's have a look down here. Orbiting Kerbin, this is debris. Let's hide the debris for the moment. Yes, that's better. Landed at Minmus was the Lunatic 3. I believe we landed. And yes, we were trying to pick up... no, that's the one that landed and we didn't have enough fuel to get back. We have a probe. There we go. There's our probe that landed. The other Lunatic 3. For some reason we named two craft Lunatic 3. That one's around the moon. Oh, I see. That's the actual Lunatic 3. Excuse me. And that's the Lunatic probe. We have these here that we need to pick up, and we have these two down here that we need to pick up. I believe they are all landed at, on the surface. That's a crew report one. That's the one by the moon. Hold on. My cat's making a racket over there. I wonder if he'll come and say hello. Come on. Come say hello. Come on. Here he is. Up here. There he is. This is my orange fluffy friend. What's up here? There he is. Right, anyway, out of the way. Go on, don't get. Come on, don't get. Okay, just sit on me then. Now, sit down. Don't stand on my headphones. What are you doing? No, you're going over there. Okay. Gonna sit there and bash the microphone. No, you're gonna have to get down if you're gonna do that. Come on, down you get. Pardon me for a moment. There you go. Heavy beast. Anyway, welcome Templar Elf. Welcome to the chat. That was just a guest appearance there by my cat. Now, I don't remember if we had... oh dear. I don't remember if we had any fuel left in the Lunatic 3, so let's go and have a look at it. And then we can decide what we're going to do with it. Ooh, there's a little bit of fuel. And quite a lot of monoprop. If I remember rightly, we were using the monoprop to get around, because it's quite efficient with a little thing like that. So... it's up there at the moment, so if we want to come and get these, which are all surface reports, on the surface, yeah. So we're going to have to head this way. So what is this way? That is from the sun, going kind of to the right and back a bit. So where's the sun? That way. So we kind of want to go over there somewhere, I believe, towards that nice blue galaxy ring in the background there. Let's kick the stream off straight away, shall we? And let's see if we can head over there with what we've got. Now this is going to be tricky, isn't it? Because I'm going to have to use the monopropellant to lift us off. What's the H and N and J and K, isn't it? And L, H, N, J, K, L, and I. Yeah, okay. Right. So, just refamiliarising myself with the monopropellant controls there. Okay, so let's let's see if we can head that way. What way are we facing? We are facing, if I remember rightly, that's on the back. So we're kind of facing the wrong way, I believe. We'll have to see. Yeah, because we want to kind of go that way, don't we? So let's see. Let's go up. And that way. It's kind of where we want to go. There we go. Is that kind of the right direction? Can't see yet. Turn ourselves around so we're kind of facing the right way. There we go, that's better. There we go. And look, there's curbing coming up over the horizon. Going the right way? Yeah, going almost exactly in the right direction. Let's just nudge that that way slightly to account for the rotation of Minmus as we go. Let's keep an eye on our monoprop. And we are definitely high enough, so let's just burn horizontal. Not letting me use the monoprop while I'm in map view now for some reason. It was letting me last week. Oh, okay, right, I've gone past. Oh, there's a new follower. That is Rob Rowan69. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. No, gone back too far now. Just a bit. A little bit more. That should do it. That should do it. Right. Let's speed ourselves up and see if I calculated that correctly. Are they coming to meet us? Yes, they are. Now, we don't have a radar altitude, and we are going into the dark side of the planet, which is a bit of a risk. Let's have ourselves point in retrograde. Let's turn ourselves around. This inspired me to start playing KSP again. Well, there you go. Well, I'm glad I could be your inspiration. It's going to be a bit of a sharp landing, I think. Kind of coming up over where we need to be. So let's start slowing ourselves down a bit. It's not affecting us too much. Whoa, that's the wrong key. Come back. Told you I wasn't familiar with the monoprop keys. Oh, we're going over now. Right. We need to slow ourselves right down and drop to the ground. Tell you what, let's just do that. See, there we go. We are entering the zone we're aiming for now. There we go. I think we are now heading pretty much straight down. Actually want to, there we go, want to be going slightly back on ourselves so that we don't go out of the area that we're aiming for. We're going to have to kind of do this by eye and guess where the surface is. Let's play pin the probe on the planet. Pin the probe on the Minmus. You get the blindfold. I'll find the paper tail. How are we doing? 27, 26. Slow ourselves down a bit. I'm watching these rocks glisten in the sunlight. Hopefully I shall be able to use those as a judgment of how close we are. Excuse me. Oh, there goes the sun. I'm going to have to be careful of electric charge as soon as we land. Shame we don't have a tether like the... what was it? The Orion? No. No, that's what they called it in Deep Impact. So I watched that last night. What was it? The one that landed on that on the asteroid. What did they call that craft? I've forgotten. Are we down? No. Yeah. We did. Okay. Yeah, we've landed. So the ground's at 1,113 meters. Philae, that's the one. Yep. Okay, so we need to get a temperature scan here. Where is our... there it is. Our temperature riser. 18.56 degrees. Minus 18.56 degrees. Let's log the temperature, and there we go. There is that part of that contract complete. 32,000 funds, 81 science, 34 reputation. And there is science that we can transmit. So let's transmit that while we've still got some sunlight somehow, even though the sun's gone down. There we go, that's transmitted. Now, do we wait? I think we wait until we come into the sun before we try anything else. Let's speed up time. There we go. Now, this is where it gets tricky. The sun's over there. Sun's over there. So these are kind of directly behind us now, which is that way. So let's head to those. No, let's... whoa, my controls are all wrong. Let's go this way. And then rotate ourselves around so that I'm facing in the right direction. That's better. I know where I'm going now. Right. Don't really need much height actually, because we're not going far. Just don't want to crash really, is kind of my aim at this point. Okay, we need to go a little bit higher, I think, because the ground is very swiftly coming to meet us. Even though our altitude is rising, let's slow ourselves down and push ourselves up a bit. There we go. I really wish you could zoom in a little bit closer. We can use the navigation. Which is apparently totally useless to us. It must be pretty close to it though, because kind of going past us the other way. Come on. Come on, we must be there now. Woo! Ba-da-ba-da. Let's just set ourselves down a second. Okay. I feel like we are there, so let's... No, definitely not. So, why... How? How are we not there already? What is that one? That is 8MJH Alpha. Definitely on the surface. Where is it? We can... we are now entering that sector. There we go. So let's set ourselves down here. There we go. And now we can take that temperature scan. There we go. Don't need it, but another 32,000, another 83, 81 science and 34 reputation. So just one more of those to go. Where is that one? That one must be south from here. Yep, there it is. Come on, let's get this contract done and then we can do something a bit more... I was going to say a bit more interesting, but I do find this quite interesting. I'm interested to know if you guys in the chat find it interesting at all. And if you don't worry, because we will be... Oh, it's the Fish in a Spaceship, welcome back. We will be getting to something a little more interesting after we've completed this contract. This thing's going to be out of monopropellant soon anyway, so we will be out of... Aha, there we go. So let's slow ourselves down. There we go. And down we go. Like a chocolate chip in slow motion. Donk. There we go. We are down. And we take our last temperature scan, which gives us the other 32,000. get rid of that. There we go. The other 32,000, the other 81 science and 34 reputation, and 271,311 funds for completing the whole contract, 162 science and another 377 reputation. That's incredible. We are well on the way to unlocking what we need. I don't know that we've got enough fuel to get down to that one and pick up those two and meet the Popsicle 4. What do we think? Do we want to risk it, or shall we leave that and go back to the Space Centre and try something else? We can come back for those another time. We have a Kerbal stranded there, so it would be nice for us to send a rescue craft. My cat wants to get out, and then I'll open the door and he won't want to go. Why does Moobot say that I'm offline? Am I offline? I don't feel offline. Nope, Moobot's come back now. I don't know what. Did we go offline for a second there? I don't know. Moobot told me that I'd gone offline, but OBS seems quite happy. No dropped frames or anything. I hope I don't look offline either. Well, there you go. I don't know what that was all about then. So yeah, what should we do? Shall we see if we can go and pick these last two temperature scans up, or shall we head back to the Space Centre and do something more interesting? I think we should do something a bit more interesting actually. I might pick those up off camera. It's not the most interesting of viewing. This skybox is pretty interesting viewing though. I love that blue ring. This blue galaxy that we've been teleported to. Anyway, let's come out of the map view. Turn your SAS and RCS off. You will probably fall over. There you go. Bonk. But at least you will not use any power while we're away. What are you doing? Gonna rest? Yeah? Okay. Well, you've got solar panels in the air, so that's good enough for me. Right, so let's head back to the Space Centre and let's see what we can do. How much funds have we got? We have 1,757,000 funds. We needed 1,400,000 to unlock the next stage in the tracking station. If we unlock that, that will give us 350,000 left. I can do maths. That should be enough. Oh look, science data from space around Moonmas. I'm sure we could probably do that. Science data from space around the moon, we can definitely do that. So let's take that. Temperature scans of Duna. Ike, Eve, Duna. We might be heading to Ike, Eve or Duna. Let's take that one as well actually. Let's just do those ones quickly, just to boost our funds up just that little bit more. Let's go to Lunatic 3, the other Lunatic 3 that's around the moon. Carelessly given the same name as Lunatic 3. There we go. Science data. So temperature scan is science data, but we can't do temperature scan at that height. Okay, so let's go for the Herobrine 2. Can't switch to it. Okay. Have to go back to the Space Centre then. I would go to Duna. Would you? Okay. I would be more tempted to go... Yeah, I suppose, yeah, Duna's probably not a bad... not a bad bet. I really am sorry for this cough. Okay. Crew report, please. And transmit that 0 crew report. And we complete that contract with that. 54,000 funds, 2 sites, 270 reputation. Thank you very much, Ribsy Kerman. And then we'll go back to the Lunatic 3 at Minmus and get some science from space there. I think we can get from space near if we're just up. Because there's no atmosphere, so... RCS, SAS. There we go. Right, up. Log temperature, in space near, transmit. There it is, easy peasy, 73,000 funds, 2 sites, 313 reputation. Turn everything off. You can lay back down again. Night night. There he goes. And we're back to the Space Centre again. Now, the only time I have been to Duna, I crashed horribly. And I had Kerbal Engineer to help me build the craft. However, I am happy to give it a go. Got plenty of science, but nothing we can do about it. And once I've upgraded the tracking station, we will have the manoeuvre nodes as well. So that will make getting to Duna easier. I believe we'll have the manoeuvre nodes. I hope we'll have the manoeuvre nodes. So, shall we take this? Explore Duna? Duna. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm not doing specific... oh look, there's a landed at Kerbin one there. Test a small gear bay landed at Kerbin. I can do that. Let's take that one. Fun fact, the Mars Curiosity rover sings happy birthday to itself. Yes, it does indeed. Sings happy birthday to itself every year. Using the oscillator that they use to make sure that the dirt feeds down into its soil analysis system. Cool stuff. My cat wants to get out. Excuse me one moment. There we go. I am back and my cat is gone. These are my new headphones, by the way. These were sent to me. These are Pulse Audio headphones, and these were sent to me by the guys at Pulse Audio. I did an unboxing and a review video on my YouTube channel, and they were very kind to let me have these ones for free. They are very, very good. However, I can only wear one at a time while I'm doing my live stream, because if I wear them both, I can't hear myself talking. So I have to do one so that I know that you guys can hear me. Right, so we are going to head to Duna. We're going to do Why? That's the one, isn't it? Yeah, small gear bay landed at Kerbin. We can do that one quickly as well. That's an easy peasy one. But before we do either of those, we're going to upgrade the tracking station to give us patched conics. And we already upgraded mission control, so we have flight planning. So, much improved. Now, let's do a quick... we'll do a quick craft with a small gear bay. I don't know why I'm clicking those. Let's just stick a pod out and... not science. There it is. Small gear bay. Why is that an experimental part? What did we call these? This is like pod test, isn't it? Yeah, pod test galaxy. Oh look, there's pod test fish spaceship. Pod test galaxy. So EFGH. So we need. This will be the pod test. Hercules. I don't know. Save it. Out to the launch pad. Just do a quick test to complete that contract. Run test. There we go. Nothing special, but 'tis science. Our reputation is nearly at 1,000. Nearly. We have 557,000 funds with which to get to Duna. We can still only build up to 30 parts. That could prove tricky. Can we get to Duna on 30 parts? Achieve orbit. Transmit. Can we get to Duna on 30 parts? Now there's a challenge I've never taken on before. Let's have the Lunatic 3 back. Because we know that this thing's got a huge amount of delta V on it. We could give it a huge amount more and use this for the initial flyby and the initial to get into orbit, the initial orbit, possibly with a bit of aero braking. If I give it more fuel though, will it be too heavy? Don't know. I might be making it too heavy just by doing that. That should be powerful enough to launch all of that. And they should be powerful enough to push that. Well, I think that we'll be okay with that actually. Oh, but we're over 30 parts. That's 33. Okay. Let's move those out of the way for the moment. Take those off and let's swap it for one of these. Oh, excuse me. What am I looking for? Engines, fuel tanks. No, engines. There we go. I need to get under it. Hang on. There we go. he powerful enough to push that? I don't know. The weight isn't an issue. Ooh. Whoa, okay. So that must be the root part, so we need to reroute to there. There's always one, isn't there? Thank you, crack boy. Right, 3 of these. And then... oh, we could use 3 of them. Now there's an idea. Oh, they kind of interfere with the air intakes though. Don't know if that air breather will be strong enough for that though. What do we think? Will that air breather be able to push those? That is 30 parts. That's exactly 30 parts, and that's with a thermometer and a you know, stick pointy outy thing. Antenna, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, sorry, bashed the microphone. I don't know if that's going to be strong enough. I suppose there is one way to find out, isn't there? Right, so this we were on L, so we need a craft name beginning with M that is suitable for a craft heading to Duna. And we are going to be muting Crackboy. Or ignoring him. Why is that not letting me do that? Purge. Well, there you go, I've purged you. Much more of that, and you'll be kicked out. So yeah, come on, guys. We need a name. We need a name for this kind of experimental craft that we're going to try and send to Duna. I don't know that it's going to make it, but we need a name beginning with M to get this thing off the ground. And that's a ban. Bye. Makeshift, what a fantastic name. Oh, there's a 9 in there. The makeshift 1. No, we'll just call it the makeshift. Don't need to call it the 1, because there will only be 1. It will be successful first time, won't it? Yes, it will. We save it, and let's check that we've got everything right. We haven't. And that sounds like my cat asking to come back in again. Cat. Don't get a cat. Especially when you want to try and do a live stream. There we go. Save that and let the cat in. Bear with me a second. Come on in. Now be quiet. Ooh. Stop the Bullying 2015. Indeed. Oh, there's a new follower. CowGuy01. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for the follow, CowGuy. So we've saved that. We are going out to the launch pad. Let's see if this thing actually takes off. Welcome to Cryptic Fate 97, by the way. Cryptic Fate. Cryptic Fate. That name rings a bell. Don't fall over, please. SAS on. Good. There we go. Right. Throttle will probably need to be at 100%. Excuse me. Here we go. Let's see how this goes, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Will it? Will it? Will it? Will it? I don't think it will. I don't think it will. No, it's not gonna. No, that's pretty much maximum thrust. Okay, so recover that. We've only lost a bit of fuel. Plan M. Excuse me. Let's see, what can we do? What if we have 2 of them? It's going to be a bit awkward with this setup, though, isn't it? To have 2 of those engines attached. Because that will really unbalance us. We've got a splitter. We've got a 3-way splitter, but not a 2-way splitter. It's just too heavy, isn't it? Maybe if we bring the fuel down in these. Something like that. Maybe then. I mean, we could use these to launch. Don't really want to though. No. Well, actually, yeah, this is still the same craft, so I don't need to rename it. I've just changed the fuel balance. Let's see if it will launch with slightly less fuel in it. Right, SAS on, throttle to full. Let's give it a go. 80, 90, 100. Come on. Come on. No. Oh! Look! Look! It lifted off! Hey! Right, okay. Let's keep it vertical. Wow, okay, slow lift off, but look at that. We actually managed to get that thing off the ground. It's probably going to run out of fuel before we get anywhere decent. But we were right on the border of the weight that this thing can push. So whatever this weighs is the maximum weight that one of these engines can push straight up. We'll have to find out what that is. Remind me to have a look at what that is. I didn't check what the tonnage was before we came out to the launch pad, but we're at 1,000 meters doing 30 meters a second. Not a lot. I'm thinking we'll take this one quite high before we start our gravity turn. Like, you know, 50 or 60,000 meters. Wow, okay, that's really slow. At least we are accelerating. Just about. Oh dear, this cough's really getting on my nerves. The acceleration is accelerating slightly. we're coming up on 3,500 metres. I don't know, that fuel's not doing too bad. Our rocket is moving at a snail's pace, but we will get there. We will indeed. We will get there. I'll tell you what, actually, we're in an air-breathing engine. We could actually start nudging ourselves towards the east straight away. Just a little bit. Ooh, just a little bit. See, at the moment, our apoapsis is basically where we are. Okay, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Put ourselves back vertical again. 7,000. Shit. It's literally just above us, our apoapsis. If I turn the engines off, we'll just drop like a stone. How's that fuel doing? Okay. Mind you, we are coming up to 10,000 metres pretty soon. Which is where we would normally start our gravity turn. Not when our apoapsis is basically right in front of us though. Probably have to take this up to about 12 or 13 before we start turning sharply. Apoapsis is rising. 6 units of fuel left. 6, I don't know what they are, gallons? Not litre. We're at 12,000. Go on then, let's start. See if we can turn just as this fuel runs out. Switch engines. What about now? Let that go. Ooh, only just about got the thrust in them. Apoapsis is rising, not very much. Hey Don Viper, welcome, welcome. Ooh dear, no. We are going down. Let's go straight vertical, come on. No, these things just haven't got the thrust. Let's see, Sparren. Oh, and that's a new follow from Sparren, or however you pronounce that name. Sparren. Yeah, you might have to guide me on that one. No, we are going down now, and losing speed in the process. That's impressive. We are basically in a controlled landing. Okay, well, if we're going to do that, let's do it properly. And that's a new follow from Bobby. Yes, 30 part limit is indeed where we are at the moment. Trying to get to Duna with a 30 part limit, which is more than a little challenge, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's just drop down for a bit. Oh wow, that's dropping down fast. Slow that down. Oh, and another new follow, Roman 9017. Oh dear. Thank you for the follow and welcome. Athermite. Our current goal is to get to Duna, but we are currently restricted by the 30 part limit. We have picked up the where is it? Hang on. There it is. Explore Duna mission. Having just upgraded our tracking station so that we have manoeuvre nodes. Having successfully landed this probe on Minmus with a slightly different engine configuration here. He's going to run out of fuel before we get there. Are we going to have to activate that centre engine to continue slowing us down? You can barely get to the moon with a 30 part limit. Ah, well, you've never built an ultralight probe like I've been building. However, on this occasion, it didn't really work how I wanted it to. Going to have to fire the other engine to help slow us down. Ooh, hang on, I slowed us down a bit too much. No, this is the launch stage. This is not the lander stage, this is the launch stage. We just kind of got the weight balance a little bit wrong on our air-breathing launch engine. Could have done with a bit more fuel in the in the air-breathing stage. Go, we're down. Recover. Yeah, we'll go back, we'll have a look. See if we can... What is this ship supposed to archive? It's not supposed to archive anything. It's supposed to achieve getting to Duna. But... it didn't. So, let's think. How can we improve on this? 30 parts to get to Duna. If I keep these attached and take that centre engine off, that'll save us a lot of weight. No, there's a reason I didn't use SRBs. The efficiency of SRBs is nothing like as good as the air-breathing engine when you're trying to take as little fuel as possible. Let's think, how can I do this? We might have to just start a new craft. I don't think the makeshift is going to get us where we want. We need a more powerful air-breathing engine, unfortunately, but we haven't got one. We could... What's the weight difference between that and that? They're 0.5 and 0.1. See, there's a massive difference. The thruster weight's nowhere near as good. Could put a poodle in the middle. What's the thruster weight like on the poodle? Max thrust 220. If I was to stick a poodle engine in there on one of those wide tanks, would that do it? If I move that. Move these. Unlock. What should we unlock? That one. And unlock the poodle. We've got the funds to try this out. And then 2 aircraft, 1 rocket. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If I put I'll put these fuel tanks back on. But ooh. There's an idea I didn't think of. Small SRB is cheaper than the jet engine alone, not mentioning the fuel and air intakes. Cheaper, yes, but if not more efficient. Excuse me. Solar panels, where are you? There we go. $28. We've only got 2 parts left. What's the weight of this? 27.2 tons. Let's give this a new name. This is going to be something beginning with N. The nowhere, because that's probably where it's going. Save that. Let's reload the makeshift. Oh, we already had. Oh, okay. I've mixed up our names somewhere along the line. We should have had a Q. Okay, the nowhere is going to be given a new name. It's going to be given a name beginning with Q. Makeshift should have been Q. Never mind. Right, the makeshift weighed 14.3 tons. And that was enough to lift it off the ground on its own. So let's find the nowhere. Hang on. Just call it Q. Hey, why not? Yeah. Oh. Oh, come on. What's gone on there? There we go. Right. Q. There we go. Let's delete the nowhere. Hang on. Delete that. Go. Cancel. Okay. So this weighs 27.2 tons. So technically, 2 of these should be able to lift it. Oh, they can have... yeah, that's going to kill the weight though, isn't it? Okay. 28. Oh, these don't need nearly as much fueling, do they? That can come right down. In fact, they don't need nearly that much fuel. Let's oh. It's better. Which saves us some weight. That's 26.7 tons. $27.5 tons. What do we think? What do we think? We'll be firing those. Firing those. Detaching those. Firing the centre one. And detaching those. Do we think? What do we think? We do think. Do we think it will go anywhere? We've still got 2 parts left as well. What 2 parts are we missing? What did we have before? Oh, we had stack decouplers. We don't need those anymore. I think we had fuel pipes somewhere along the line as well. In fact, we'll do that. And let's move these. Because they'll be more useful there. So it's a kind of asparagus stage. If for any reason we end up with extra fuel left, we can feed it into them. Oh, but that puts us over the part limit, doesn't it? Okay. Scratch that idea. Right. What about SAS instead of RCS? Well, we've got SAS as well, but RCS I was using... I was using it on Minmus. We won't be able to use it on Duna, will we? Could just ditch the RCS. That's the root part at the moment. Let's move that to there. Yeah, so we don't really need the RCS, do we? We've got solar panels, we've got batteries, so just 1 part, not a lot. Need the thermometer so we can actually do some science. That definitely weighs less than that. Anything we can do to reduce our weight. Got a lot of fuel in there, which we probably won't need, but... Remove RCS. Oh yeah, good point. Don't need RCS ports if we haven't got any RCS fuel. Which means we can now go back to this idea in case we can salvage some of the fuel in these tanks when we switch over. And we'll probably need those on both the tanks. 26.4 tons. That reaction wheel is possibly not going to be enough, is it? Are we going to need 2 of them? I have a sneaking suspicion we might. Yeah. we're not going to be able to control it. So we're at 28 parts. We can take 2 more parts with us. I know what we need. We need air intakes. That'll be our extra 2 parts. Otherwise we're going nowhere. Don't know if those 2 will be enough actually. No, there should be. There should be enough. Bit ugly. Never mind. Right. Okay. So this is the queue. Let's see if this thing launches. Let's check our staging's right. Looks okay to me. Out to the launch pad. Welcome to all the new viewers this week, by the way. We have quite a few new viewers by the looks of things. Certainly a few names popping up that I don't recognise from previous weeks. Don't forget to hit the follow button if you haven't done so already. That thing seems quite stable. We have SAS. Let's get our throttle up to full. Let's see if this thing gets off the ground. In 3, 2, 1. It's kind of an anticlimax launching with jet engines, doing a countdown. Watch the thrust. 20 each. 30. We're off the ground. Not bad. Actually, it is bad. It's terrible, but I can live with that. It's better than it was last time. Thrust to weight is slightly better on this occasion than the last launch. Hey there, Chief. Welcome back. We are currently attempting a Duna mission. With our lightweight probe designs. And I still have a cough. This thing is hanging on. Oh, I filled that with oxidizer. Didn't need the oxidizer. Missed that one. This thing would have launched a lot easier with no oxidizer in those tanks. That was stupid. Why didn't you notice that? Why didn't you tell me that? You told me I forgot to take the RCS ports off, and you didn't tell me I'd left oxidizer in the air-breathing engines. I don't know. What kind of an audience are you? Let's get a screenshot of this. It could come in handy if I have to fire these at the same time, which I probably will have to do. Because these will lose their air intake. Quickly. Electric charge? A jet engine? Have they got an alternator on them? As well. I didn't know that. I didn't know the jet engines had an alternator. Intake air is dropping quickly. A glass of whiskey. Actually, that's not such a bad idea. I might have some downstairs. I have some cough syrup, which I have been taking. I might go and take some more. Let's get this thing in orbit, and then I might see if I can go and take some more cough syrup. We're at 10,000, but we're only doing 100 metres a second, not even 100 metres a second, so I'm going to let this thing go a bit higher before we start our turn. We kind of made that mistake earlier as well. thrust to weight will be improving it. As not thrust to weight really. Our thrust to air resistance ratio will be improving as we're out of the when we come out of the soup, which will increase our acceleration G's. We're starting to speed up already. I think we'll try starting to turn at about 15,000, but then we're going to start losing thrust on these at some point as well, aren't we? Oh, there they go. Oh dear. Yeah. Stop. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Click. Come on. Let me click you. There we go. Whoa. Okay. Well, that kind of messed that one up, didn't it? We're now going in the wrong direction. Yes, forgot about asymmetric flame out. I should have just ditched those engines, shouldn't I? However, that gives us an idea of how much fuel we need to get to that point, which is not a lot. No cough syrup for me, no indeed. Sorry, I'm probably off the camera there, aren't I? I'm standing on my chair in the excitement. Well, let's see if we can just land this thing in that case. That centre engine to help us if we need it. Got plenty of fuel to land with. We only used like that much liquid fuel, getting us up to like 13,000 feet, almost 14,000, isn't it? We might need the third engine for landing. We are coming down pretty quickly now. Threeth. The Threeth engine. Activate the Threeth engine. Now it's just all smoke. Boing, 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 boing. There we go, we're down. Do you have basic action groups? I don't think we've unlocked the action groups yet. Still got 538,000 funds though. Which one unlocks the action groups? It's one of these, isn't it? Oh look, yeah, I know. We need to upgrade the VAB for the action groups. Can't do that one. But now we know how much fuel we need. We can change the fuel balance so that they actually run out of fuel before they flame out. Or we, just keep an eye on it and detach the engines at the right time. Before I do that, I'm going to go and take some of that cough syrup, and I'm going to let this cat out, which is coming again. And I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hold on. Find the right headphone. There we go. In it goes. There we go. I'm back. Right, I'm back. Right. We can still call this the Q, but it's now going to be the Q2. In fact, we're not changing any parts. We can still call it the Q. It may as well be exactly the same craft. We reduce the oxidizer and we put just like that much fuel in. Maybe that much? Well, that much. 72 or 54? 72, I think. No, 54. 54. We're lighter this time. 23 tons. We're miles lighter. It's 24 tons. How about the cube? Yeah. We'll keep it as the cube because it's the same kind of shape craft, same parts, same layout and everything, but lighter. It is rather cylindrical, yes. It's not particularly cubular. Cubular. There's a new word. Cuboid. Cuboid is the correct word. Not going to need those fuel lines. Is there any way we could get more air? See, that's an intake, isn't it? 0.5, but they're only tiny, aren't they? 0.06, 0.06. Mass. Oh, 125. Oh, right, they're a lot heavier. What's the point of them then? They're just they don't hold any fuel. They're a bit bulky considering they don't hold any fuel. Oh well. Anywho. Well, I mean, this thing's pretty much ready to go back out anyway, isn't it? So let's yeah, we'll stick with that as we are. Let's save that. We'll go back out to the launch pad and we'll try this again. And I'll get tangled in my headphone cord. Right, SAS on. Throttle to 100%. This thing should take off a bit easier this time as well. So we should pick up speed a bit quicker, which means we can start our turn easier. The whole thing should just go a bit better. So, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Let's see what kilonewtons it takes off. There's 100, 110, 120, 120 it lifted off, okay. That is considerably better than the previous launch. Hopefully that fuel will run out before we have an asymmetrical burnout like we did last time. I don't really understand why you have an asymmetrical burnout, because we're travelling directly upwards. We've got the same amount of fuel in each tank, same amount of air being provided to each engine. So why would one burn out before the other? I mean, I know you're talking fractions of a second for it to throw it out, but I don't know. Is it because we're travelling slightly east? I don't know. It's always this one that goes first. I don't know. 65 metres a second, coming up at 3.5 kilometres. Not bad. Fuel is lasting nicely. I'm sure the craft doesn't share the intake air with both. Well, it does share the intake air with both engines, yeah. Because there is only one intake air measurement. In reality, they would have this one feed this one, this one feed this one, or they would have some kind of piping system that made sure that they both got the same amount of intake air. But the theory is this is a symmetrical craft. It's not completely symmetrical. Okay, I'll give it that. Maybe that's something to do with it. It's not 100% symmetrical. I don't know. I really don't know the physics behind that. I don't know why one engine would burn out before the other. It must be something to do with the orientation or the direction we're travelling or the way the air is being sucked in through the intake. It's not being sucked in, is it, effectively, but intaken. Right, so we're coming up on 11,000 metres, so I'm going to start our turn here carefully. And the moment we see those engines start to burn out, we will dump them. There we go. Oh, that was classic. I love that. Bye. Oh dear though, our apoapsis has just plummeted to the ground. Gonna have to use all tanks. Our apoapsis didn't plummet at all. Our prograde marker plummeted. So these don't actually have the thrust to be able to push that. That I didn't think of. So that's going to burn through fuel pretty quickly, isn't it? Hopefully, as we get out of the atmosphere, I can shut that one back down. Assuming we do get outside of the atmosphere. Apoapsis is rising. Okay, yeah, we're burning through that fuel pretty quick. Maybe the big tank wasn't the way to go in the middle. Try and be a bit more fuel efficient. I don't know that that's really going to be worthwhile at this point. We're just going to struggle to get any altitude. I think this is a failure. This thing definitely isn't going to Duna. I'll tell you that for a fact. It's going to get into orbit though. What have we got? 2/3 of a tank left. Oh dear. That is not enough. It's not enough for anything at all. Should we just send it out somewhere and see where it gets to? Let's just get to the apoapsis. And just burn and see where it goes. Not even out of the atmosphere yet. Listening for the music. There it is. Okay. Prograde. Full burn. And let's just see where this thing can get to. Let's get it on an escape trajectory. At least it can send back some temperature scans from wherever it does end up. Oh, stopped it a bit early. There it is. Not the best. Not the best exit point. Never mind. Yeah, we're not going to get temperature from deep space, I know, but we might be able to get it somewhere. See, now we're in orbit around the sun. We could go and meet the popsicle. Where could we get to? How much fuel do we need to get anywhere? If I set Duna as target, where do you actually burn to get to Duna? I've forgotten. Oh wow, this really wasn't the time to be going to Duna. Yeah, there's no way we're going to Duna. I didn't even consider whether we were in the right place to go to Duna. What if we try dipping inwards? Is there any point at which... Hey, hold on. We might be going to Eve, guys. "25-second burn we can do. What do you think, guys? Is there a chance of us actually getting to Eve? Yep, did that last time. So correcting the phase angle, correcting the angle. That's a 9-second burn. Should we give that a go? Let's get it pointed at target. Actually, we don't really need that because we can just watch the ascending node, can't we? There we go, so that's corrected our angle. Now let's see. That was a good guess. That was an awesome guess. Anyone know what the atmosphere height is on Eve? Atmosphere height 90 kilometers. 1.7 G's gravity, 90 kilometers, 5 atmos. Oops. That was stupid. What did I click on? That's Ribsy Kerman, he's in Herobrine. That's the one I want. Come back, Q. Switch to. Have I still got the menu right? Yeah, good. What I actually wanted to do was click curve in. That's Mun. Why can't I focus view on curving? Ah, there we go. So the atmosphere is 5 times as thick and at 90,000 kilometres. So, in theory, if we dip just inside the atmosphere, that will error brake us sufficiently. I really don't need to be this precise. But look, that is the Eve atmosphere anyway. So if we burn there, that's how long a burn? A not applicable burn, okay. Well, however long it is, we just have to do it, don't we? Can't give up now. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference, is it? So let's get round to it. Make sure we're focused on the right craft. It's probably a good idea. We are 2 days away from that burn. So, heading for Duna. Ended up going to Eve. Meh. It's, you know, it's close enough. Probably could just burn now, couldn't we? Let's delete that. 1 SES would have been more than enough, you reckon? I suppose at this point, yeah, I was worried about the launch, but I suppose the gimballing was okay in the engines. Let's burn. Yeah, no mods. Looks like it. No mods in the game, no mods in the chat. Ah, we went past, okay. Very, very sensitive. Very sensitive. Okay, we'll just tweak that on the way round then. As it is, we have an Eve periapsis of 950 kilometres. Yeah, that's as close as that's going to be. So we're heading to Eve, guys. Whilst heading to Eve, let's see if we can pick up one of the contracts to boost those points. Recover some actual funds from this mission. Let's go to mission control. There is Explore Eve. It's a big payer, but only if we actually land and transmit data from the surface. Well, let's accept it. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Let's go back to the queue, and then we shall accelerate time until we are heading up on Eve. Quite a long journey. Half a year to get there. We have some fuel left, not a huge amount. We're not going to land. There's really not much chance of us landing. Mind you, the atmosphere is pretty thick, but then the gravity's stronger, isn't it? We might be able to get into orbit. We are kind of getting ourselves ready for some massive penalties on some of these contracts. Right, before we enter the influence of the planet, let's have a look at what we can do with our maneuver. No, I'm not clicking on Eve, I'm clicking on... I'm trying to click on... There we go. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. Should have done this manoeuvre sooner. that way? That is why. Okay, because we're going under the planet. Didn't realise that. So let's just get that. No, not that far in. Or shall we? Shall we just go? My mass limit. I haven't got a mass limit. It's a part limit. I've got a 30 part limit in the VAB. My mass limit's something like 150 or 250 tons. So that's not been an issue. My part limit is what's restricted us. 45. If I go for 45, that will slow us right down. We might actually be in for a landing. Question being, if I do that sooner, will it use less fuel? Yes, I believe it will. So, do that. Move that all the way back up to here. There we go, and that is a like next to nothing burn. In fact, I could do it now and it would be even more efficient. So it's a bit closer than I had intended. 56 56 should do it. Let's see. There's a heck of a error break. With the atmosphere at 90 and being 5 times thicker than Kerbin's, that should be enough to slow us right down. Maybe. We are in space far. Our periapsis is now 38,000. So something changed there as well. No interference from Ike by the looks of it. Now, we can't take a temperature reading from here, can we? Oops. Yeah. No, so we will have to get closer. I'll be very careful about this because we could very easily zip straight past the planet. 38 kilometers. Very fast, but we're going very deep into the atmosphere, so it should capture us. Going at 5 million meters. Eve come up. Where is it? There it is. Hello, Eve. Eva. Now what I want to do is stop us just short, just outside the atmosphere, and see if I can pick up a temperature reading. Very illogical to not be able to pick up a temperature reading. wherever you like, because everywhere has a temperature. See? Oh, I probably will mess up now. Believe me, I probably will. Come on, let's see if we can get this temperature reading. No, it's going to be an upper atmosphere reading, isn't it? We're not going to get a temperature reading in space near. Everything's gone dark. I don't like that. No. Not going to get a temperature reading. Okay. It is definitely capturing us. Do we get the orbit? Come on, give us the orbit. Does it have to be a stable orbit? Wow, that atmosphere is thick. We're probably burning up, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so we are going down. Okay, so we went in too deep. Never mind. Let's see if we can get that temperature reading. From the upper atmosphere. We can transmit it, but it's not going to be the one we need. Now, I don't know what altitude the ground is at. I know that we are at 27 kilometers. Actually, this engine's pretty good. Oh, if only I had a radar altitude. I've no idea what altitude the... Yeah, good thing I don't have deadly re-entry installed, definitely. I would have fried. Oh, what altitude is the ground at? Oh, am I landing in a lake? Can I assume that that is at sea level and that is a 0 altitude? The atmosphere is slowing me down. Man, this atmosphere is thick. I would like to add, I have never landed on Eve. Ever. In fact, I don't think I've ever been to Eve. Can I get a flying reading? I've got an upper atmosphere, didn't I? Let's... Flying over, I can. We've got the electric charge, let's transmit that. We need to get a surface reading. We must get a surface reading because that's our mission. Unfortunately, we didn't get the orbit, which is a shame because we went in too deep. I'm not putting any thrust into this, and this thing is just slowing itself down and dropping towards Eve. I know that Eve had a thick atmosphere. I didn't know it was that thick. Where is the sun, by the way? Did we... I didn't think we were landing on the dark side. Maybe we were. Maybe we were. Cough's back. The cough syrup didn't help. Well, I'm sure it did help, but it didn't help much. Still being slowed by the atmosphere. Possibly not quite enough, though. Whoa, 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 going back up. Do you want to do that? Oh no! Ah! Ran out of fuel at the last second because I overburnt. Vessel is destroyed. Cannot autosave at this point. I just overburnt at the last second and it ran out of fuel. However, we know we can get there. We know we can do it. It was a hideous waste of money. Why can't I? Ah, there we go. Well, I mean, we aimed for Duna and ended up crashing on Eve. That didn't cost us much at all. How much did that thing cost? $21,000. 21,000, and we built something that's capable of landing on Eve in 30 parts. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. There's very little that I would do different. I would fire all those engines at the same time. I would possibly replace those with something that has a little more kick. They got a higher thrust to weight than them. I know they're not as efficient. 320 ASL. We've got 300 ASL. 390, 370 in a vacuum. What can we do to improve this? It doesn't cost us more than 2 parts. I think you were right, we could do without the extra SAS module. I don't think we really needed that. Because this has got a certain amount of SAS in it already. What could we have done? I'm open to suggestions, guys. Flying version with SRBs? Huh? What, you've done a flying version of this with SRBs? And got an intersect with with Duna. This cough's getting on my nerves. That's quite impressive if you have. Which SRBs did you use? These guys? Well, we can try it with SRBs. I just thought that they would be too heavy. Did you have to thrust limit these? Because I don't see the full thrust being necessary. Probably 50% thrust. You had the smaller ones. Smaller than them. So you use these guys. And they were okay, were they? 250 thrust. I mean, they have got more thrust, but they've also got more mass. I suppose they haven't actually when you count the fuel. Just as is, you reckon? Really? Sounds like it would launch far too quickly. Did you thrust limit them? I'm curious now. I want to find out.